All right, Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But the Spirit jumped on me to go into, dealing in the mind of a Christian. And when I say the mind of a Christian, I'm talking about all these different genres of Christianity and these other ways of thinking that our people believe in. So I found this picture to be pretty heavy because it represents the state of our people. They lost sheep, right? So even though this man seems to be a shepherd, right? It's going back into Yahweh Shah said he was sent not, but only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This would be a representation of the state of the nation of, Israel. All right, this Jake represents the nation. And this is the individual Israelites that scattered among all these nations that even look like other so-called nations. And that sheep that he's carrying on his back is a representation of being lost, that lost sheep, right? So if you can see what I'm saying, hopefully that makes sense. So these many different strongholds has, captivated the minds of our people, and they've been brainwashed ever since they was a child. So a lot of people are not coming out this programming, this brainwashing and indoctrination, but we going into the mind of a Christian. When you've been taught something your whole life and it's been repeated to you over and over, you start to believe that is the truth without doing any homework, any investigation to make sure that is the truth. So that's the typical mind of a Christian. So check this out. And they really don't want to deal with the truth, but we're going to go into their mind and see why. Why is so much resistance there? And let me say this too. If you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel, you're not going to wake up. So that's your girlfriend, your wife, your auntie, your cousin, your favorite uncle, your grandmother, grandfather, whoever. But let's go into this psychological effect, right? Psychological thing. It says right here at the top, it says people often struggle to accept the truth because it can be emotionally painful. It says challenge their existing beliefs. You hear this? So the existing beliefs is so-called white Jesus and God is good all the time. And, the Bible's about love, peace, and happiness. That's what's in their mind, but that's not the truth. And that's why we get so much resistance. And our people call us crazy. They'll say we're in a cult. They'll just call us all these names because they don't want to deal with the truth. They don't want to be challenged for what they believe in. And that's how you know somebody's severely indoctrinated and brainwashed. And they do this in many different ways. You don't have to be aggressive when you do this. They can do it in many different ways. And you have to be spiritual, have your spiritual eyes open to see this. Right? It says challenge their existing beliefs. So most people have been taught Christianity, so-called white Jesus. They've been taught the Bible is about love, and they've been taught about this false God, right? That loves everybody. But that's not the truth. Let's keep going. It says threaten their self-esteem. This is a big one right here. It says require changes in behavior. So most are women and men, but mostly the women, they still want to eat their crawfish. They still want to eat their catfish plates. They still want to go and club hop, right? They want to do whatever they want to do, but yet call on so-called God is, I think, ignorance. But they don't want to change, but that means they full of shit. I'm just telling you how it is. It says, and sometimes contradict, excuse me, their perception of reality, leading to discomfort and natural tendency to avoid facing difficult truths. This is often linked to cognitive dissonance and a desire to protect one's ego. Let's keep going. It says key reasons why accepting the truth can be hard. It says fear of change. It said accepting the truth often means needing to adjust your opinions. Man, you go on TikTok and YouTube shorts. Everybody got a mother MF opinion. And that's the worst thing they could have did is invent social media. It says actions or lifestyle which can be unsettling and uncomfortable for many people. Fear of change, right? Check this out. Let's keep going. It says emotional impact. It said the truth can be hurtful, disappointing, or distressing causing people to avoid it to protect themselves from negative emotions. And we see a lot of you Edomites do this. You know what I'm saying? They'll deflect, then they'll um, demonize, right? Deflect, demonize, and go into the rejection because they want to stay in a comfortable lie. And our people do this too when they're challenged on what they believe in. Let's go here. It says cognitive dissonance. It says when new information contradicts existing beliefs, it creates mental discomfort, leading to people to reject the new information to maintain consistency. You hear this? I'm going to read this again. Cognitive dissonance. It says when new information, like we told you, like we tell you that the Messiah was a so-called black man, and have you been presented, how you've been presented as him being a so-called white man is a lie. A lot of people don't want to accept that. It says when new information contradicts existing beliefs, right? So what they believe in is all bugged out. It's not consistency with the scriptures, and we tear it apart. It said it creates mental discomfort, leading to people to reject the new information and to maintain consistency. And that's the mind of a fool. A fool never changes, right? But a wise man or woman would say, okay, let me hear you out on this. Let me see where you're going with this. And then assess the situation and then come to a judgment. But a fool don't. The fool stuck in his way. Right here, it says self-preservation. It says rejecting the truth can sometimes be a way to maintain a positive self-image and avoid feelings of guilt, shame, and embarrassment. Again, that's another thing these Edomites do. They reject the truth, right, to maintain that so-called false white supremacy, right? And they don't want to feel the guilt and the shame and embarrassment of what their ancestors have done and what they have done because they're accessory to a crime. So it's self-preservation. It says right here, confirmation bias. People tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and ignore contradictory evidence, making it harder to accept truths than challenge their perspective. So these people in the world that's held, so-called lock, stock, and barrel into Christianity, they're only going to watch people that reconfirms what they already been indoctrinated to believe, if that makes sense. Right? So right here. Salakia. It says social pressure. It says individuals might resist accepting the truth if it goes against the norms or beliefs of their social group. That's heavy because a lot of people are affected by their family members, right? They get in line a lot of times with what they elders, of their family believe in, that they into. And often, in most cases, those younger people follow the lead, follow the what I'm trying to say. They follow the same pattern that they, it's like, say for instance, say somebody was a Jehovah Witness, their parents, they more than likely going to be Jehovah Witness as well. You see what I'm saying? And it goes on and so on and so forth. Us that been around these so-called religions, we able to assess and understand this very well. I was exposed to a lot of this stuff at a young age. Jehovah Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist. So I understand very well. But yeah, people in their family, so they can fit in, they conform to what's the prevailing so-called religion. And most of the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native American families is Christianity, right? And Christianity comes with these traditions. It comes with Christmas. It comes with Easter. So they're going to do all that. You get what I'm saying? Even though they might not really want to, or they might not know that's not right to do that. They want to fit in. It says right here, lack of understanding. It says sometimes people struggle to accept the truth simply because they don't fully understand it or have not been exposed to all the relevant information. So that's a big, big thing right here. So most of our people, why they scoff and why they come up against us is because they simply don't understand. If they understood, they wouldn't do these things, right? but it's their lack of knowledge that compels them to come up against the truth. And they brainwashing, their indoctrination. If they knew the truth, they wouldn't do the things that they do. So a lot of this is just complete ignorance. But that's not gonna be excused. Right here. Let's go here. Isaiah 28:15. And this is a common thing with our people being taken by these religions, being taken by these false doctrines, right? Being gullible to all this things that they've been taught. It says Isaiah 28:15, because you have said we have made a covenant with death. And that's literally what our people have done. They made agreement with death, which the way they eat, where they go, the kind of environments they be in, the way they treat each other, right? So on and so forth. The way they believe into this system, they made a covenant with death. And that's why you see them dropping at an alarming rate from all these different diseases, all this high blood pressure, diabetes, getting their legs amputated, and all this stuff that leads to the grave. It says, in what hell, and they ain't talking about what you've been taught in the Christian church. This word hell means the grave. And with the grave or hell, are we at agreement? When the overflowing scourge shall pass through. So when all hell break loose, our people, this is what they think. They'll say, God got me. It should not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. So that's the MO of our people, hiding under these different religions. Christianity is the main one. But you even got the Islam demon. You got the black unconscious community. Because them ninjas are unconscious to believe that madness. And it goes on and on and on. It's infinite with Jake. Jake worship anything that's not the truth, right? Yahweh and Yahweh. Let's go here. Exodus 32:9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, right? Yahweh, brother, I have seen this people. This the Israelites, our people. And behold, it's a stiff-necked people. So this is a common thing with our people. Let's go to this word stiff-necked. It says of a person or behavior haughty and stubborn. Check this out. It says as a mule, extremely stubborn, bullheaded. It says determined to abstinate, an unthinking way, bullheaded. This is another one, self-will. So you got this manifest demon that's heavy on our women. They talk like this. They get into these psychic tarot card readings. You know, they believe in praying to their ancestors. It's madness. It says self-will, right? Let's go to some more. Strong-minded. Yeah, haughty, proud. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. I didn't want to make this too long. Let me see what else I had. I had some more stuff, but I'm running out of time. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Let's go here. Let's go here, Salakia. This is what I wanted right here. It says they have a form of godliness, is a phrase from the Bible, specifically 2 Timothy 3:5, which means that someone outwardly appears to be religious or devout, but their actions and their heart, which means their mind, do not reflect a true commitment to God. And this is a real bad thing with our people. This is this is all they do, man. They'll talk about they love so-called God, but the actions don't follow. And right here, it goes to the word practice. They don't practice. They talk, but they don't practice. All right. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Bahashim Rachak Kodash. Shalom.